Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Is my voice on screen is clear to all of you guys? Please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Guys, please respond to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Okay. All right, sir. And check it what we completed in the last session. What content here we completed there. So I think so we are discussing about the basic introduction part for the frameworks. And before this, just we started discussion on enterprise application. Then what exactly the layers are available to prepare enterprise applications. I think so. This content here we started already. Right now, inside this, so let's have some discussion over the content here. What we completed already. Just I want to give some 2 minutes of time, some explanation. Try to understand it. Right, sir. So all of you have taken this link. Everybody have taken this link. So this is a link where I'm going to provide daily classroom notes. Just keep that link on address bar, browser address bar. Automatically we are able to get a document. If you open the document, there everyday classroom notes there we are able to get. All right. And in the frameworks, in a Java frameworks course, what exactly the courses we are going to include? We are going to teach. First, we started with Spring Boot, microservices, web services, and Hibernate with JPA. All right, Spring Boot microservices are going on in the same time here at present, whatever the sessions here we started. And web services and Hibernate both are going to be happen at 11:30. At 11:30 to 1, we are going to conduct the class there. These two concepts are going to be happen. All right. In the Spring framework, what exactly the modules I'm going to cover directly. Introduction part. After this introduction part, core, JDBC, AOP, transactions, ORM, web MVC, and optionally Spring security. If time is okay, then I will discuss here. Otherwise, I'll discuss about this content part of the Spring Boot. But anyway, then I'll give that clarity there. But optionally, we can understand it. All right, sir. Already we started that introduction content. What was that introduction part here? We started there. We started our conversation with an enterprise. Initially, we provided our conversation with what there? An enterprise. It is a business organization where business is going on the for the services. Enterprise is a business organization where business is going on for the services. A group of organizations running under a single label is called an enterprise. What is an enterprise here? A group of organizations running under a single label. Then that organization's collaboration, organization's group is called what there? An enterprise. So what is an enterprise application? What exactly the meaning of an enterprise application? It is a software application. Enterprise application is a software application. It was prepared to simplify the business processing of the enterprises. The software application is mainly for the sake of simplifying the business processing. For the sake of that only, these enterprise applications are available. Leave this one. This is exactly the meaning of like what there, an enterprise application. All right, sir. Then after this, after completion of this enterprise application definition, what exactly the enterprise applications architecture? How we are able to prepare enterprise application architecture? To prepare an enterprise application, we have to use the following layers. What are the various layers here we are going to use there? First one is user interface layer or presentation layer, business processing layer or business layer, data storage and access layer or persistence layer. There are given some points already. In enterprise applications, three layers here we are having. The last layer is interacting with what their databases. User interface layer or persistence layer already we started. It is the topmost layer in the enterprise applications. Its main purpose is to provide or to improve look and feel to the enterprise applications. It is able to provide a very good environment to get the data from the users in order to send that data to the enterprise applications. Next one is it will provide a very good environment to define and execute all the JavaScript functions in order to perform the client-side data validations. It will provide a very good environment to send different types of requests like get, post, head, trace options, delete, put, and so on to the server-side applications. To prepare user interface layer in the enterprise applications, we had to use a separate logic called presentation logic. To prepare presentation logic here, we have to use a set of technologies like what there, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, Angular, React.js, and so on and so on and so on. Alright, so now these are like what there, that user interface layer here, what we are getting clearly. Fine. Now here we need to understand the second part. What is that second part here? Business processing layer. What is the second one here? No, business processing layer. Just only one point, straightforward point. What is the purpose of the business processing layer? What is the need of this business processing layer? What we are going to do now? It is the heart of the enterprise applications. This layer is what their heart of the enterprise applications. As a middle layer is a middle one, heart of the enterprise applications. Nice. What we are going to do with this particular layer? This layer, it will provide a very good environment to define and it will provide a very good environment to define and execute all the business rules and regulations which are required by the clients. What exactly the business rules and regulations are required by the clients, exactly that business rules and regulations are going to be implemented in this particular layer. Everybody put more concentration. Examples I'm able to say, no need to worry for it. For example, if we go to Amazon.com, e-commerce application, Amazon.com, if you open there. For example, if we select a pair of shoes, if you want to buy that pair of shoes, so they might be giving the offer is what there. If we take this pair of shoes, offer is like what there, 25% offer we are able to get. In Amazon.com, a pair of shoes, a branded shoes, if you select that, 25% off is going to be happen over that particular brand. Leave it. If you open Flipkart.com, there also be the same shoes, the same brand and same shoes. If I select no, but this time Flipkart people have given 35% is off. In Amazon.com, 25% is off. But in Flipkart.com, 35% is off. As a got it or not? But if you go for some other e-commerce application, there we are able to have only 15% is off. 15% is off. If you go for some other e-commerce application. For example, if you are the software engineer and if you want to prepare this e-commerce application for Amazon, in that Amazon application, we have to define that business rule or not. What is that business rule here? No. Say for example, Stretchers is one of the branded company for what there for the shoes. If we sell the Stretchers as a company there for the shoes there, they are giving the company itself is giving 25% is off on their products through Amazon.com. So the 25% off is what 25% off from Amazon is a business rule of the Amazon. That is applicable for only Amazon. This is business rule toward their Amazon. Understand it clearly. If you go to the Flipkart, the same stretches is like what there is a shoe branded shoe. There if you select it, there 35% is off on that product. But that is like what there that is the business rule for what there Flipkart.com. That's a business rule to what there Flipkart.com. That business rules and regulations are varied from one client to another client. We should not maintain the same thing. Yes, sir. I'll forget my point or not. Say just like it's like what there. Think Durgasoft is solutions. If you understand that Durgasoft is solutions is an organization where courses are going on, where business is going on. For example, if you put a flexibility for the students like what there, if you are the existed student of Durgasoft, for your next course, 50% is off, for example. But some other institute may not give this 50%. Some other institute they may give like what there only 30%. Some other institute may provide like what there 5% or maybe 10%. It's varied from organization to organization. 50% is my own business. 35% is what there some others business. 15% is what there some others business. So my own rule I define as part of my business. That's why it is what their business rule that you must implement as you are the software engineer. If you're preparing software for the sake of my Durgasoft, you must include that particular rule in our application. But where we are going to implement that rule, in which location we are going to implement the rules and regulations, know what exactly the clients are required about my business, the rules and regulations we have to implement under what layer here, no, business processing layer. Their purely business implementations are going to be happen. The business rules and regulations are going to be happen. Right or not? Fine. It will provide a very good environment to define and execute all the business rules and regulations which are required by the clients. Everybody understand it now. So next one is after that, after completion of this, to prepare business processing layer, we have to use a separate logic called business logic. A separate logic called what there? Business logic. Understand it clearly. To prepare the business processing layer, we have to use a separate logic called business logic. Next one is to prepare business logic, we will use the technologies and tools like what technologies and what tools here we are going to use to prepare this business logics there. We are going to use some different technologies. Say for example, I'm going to use servlets. In some situations might be I may use what there servlets to implement business. Next one is what there we may use what there Java beans maybe. Java bean components also we are able to use to define what their business rules and regulations. Next one is what there apart from this Java beans, the next one is what there some business components are available in MVC based applications. Then after these business components in MVC based applications, the best technology to define this business rules and regulations is like what their EJBs, but it is somewhat outdated, but still it is like what their EJBs. EJBs is like what their session beans. Inside these EJBs, so many beans are available. Entity beans are available, session beans are available, message driven beans are available. But out of them, session beans are mainly for the sake of what they are, that business processing. And so on and so on and so on. Some other components are also existed. Understand it clearly? So this is exactly the meaning of like what their business processing layer. Right, sir? Just only purely implementing business rules and regulations which are required by our client actually. What our clients required, what exactly our clients are required, the business processing that we have to implement inside like what their business processing layer or simply business layer. Leave it. The third one is like what? What about this third one here? Data storage and access layer. The third one is what there? Data storage and access layer. So what exactly the data storage and access layer? Understand it, no? It is a bottommost layer in the enterprise applications. It's a bottommost layer in the enterprise applications. Okay. What is its main intention? Main intention in the enterprise applications? No, its main purpose is to connect with the databases in order to perform the database operations from the enterprise applications. Try to understand it, no? Data storage and access layer are simply persistence layer. What's the main intention of this particular layer, no? Its main purpose is what there to connect with the databases in order to perform the database operations from the enterprise applications. See, in every software application, repositories are required, databases are required. That required information must be stored inside the databases. Understand my point here? Not every data, only required information we want to store into the databases. But to store the data into the databases, a separate layer we have to maintain. That separate layer is what their data storage and access layer, or simply persistence layer. So the main purpose of this data storage and access layer is to connect with the databases in order to perform the database operations from the enterprise applications. Here, what are the database operations here? We are going to perform their CRUD operations. Or database operations we are going to perform here? CRUD operations. What are these CRUD operations here? No, CRUD. What are these actually? C stands for what there? Create. Create in the sense what there? Inserting data. Next one is R stands for what there? Read or retrieve. U stands for what there? Update. Just 1 minute. Guys, then please confirm to me. All of you read my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you read my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Everybody, please respond to me, guys. Yeah, bad region అని చెప్తాను. Screen is visible, ma'am. Then for everybody, the screen is coming there, right? Please check it already. Yeah, even along with me, I open my system. I open that online class. I'm observing every minute. Yeah, screen is coming for everybody. Please check from your side, guys. Yeah, screen is visible and audio is also very clear. Please check from your side. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay. Right, guys. Now let's move on to the point here. So data storage and access layer, the main intention, the main purpose is what? The main purpose of this data storage and access layer is what there? Just to perform the database operations from enterprise applications. Understand it clearly. So the point is what there? What operations we are going to perform through this particular layer in the sense persistence operations. What operations we are going to perform there? No, persistence operations. What are these persistence operations actually? Persistence operations are nothing but what are their CRUD operations. What are these CRUD operations here? No, C stands for create, that is insert operation. R stands for read or retrieve. U stands for what their update. D stands for what their delete operations. So to perform these operations from our enterprise application, here we have to use what their data storage and access layer. Got it or not? Fine. Next one is after completion of this, point number 3, to prepare this layer. To prepare this layer, we have to use a separate logic called persistence logic. we have to use a separate logic called what there? Persistence logic. Right, sir. Persistence logic. Good. Next one is what there? After that, to prepare persistence logic in the enterprise applications, we have to use a separate logic called what there? Persistence logic. Right, sir. It's okay, fine. Restored. Connection is restored. No problem. Right. Anyway, now understand the points here what I have given there. To prepare persistence logic in the enterprise applications, we have to use a set of technologies and tools. What technologies and tools here we have to use there? All right, you know already at our level, JDBC is one of the technology. JDBC is one of the technology that we are going to use to perform the persistence operations. Okay. Then apart from this, that another thing is like what there? The next level of database operations, if we want to perform there over the JDBC, there we have to use Hibernate, JPA, then after that Spring JDBC, Spring ORM modules. I'm telling there Spring ORM modules. Then apart from this, like what that next one, Spring Boot Data JPA, Spring Boot Data JDBC, like this, some other concepts are existed clearly. So these are exactly the concepts here what we are getting in order to implement like what there the content kernel, the concepts kernel. Just 1 minute. No, it is not coming. Yeah, 1 minute. Very good. Very good. Right, sir. Now coming to the content here. So to prepare this layer, we have to use a separate logic called persistence logic. To prepare persistence logic in the enterprise applications, we have to use a set of technologies, and tools like JDBC, then Hibernate, JPA, next one is what there, Spring JDBC, Spring ORM module, next one is what there, Spring Boot, data JDBC, right, and so on and so on. So many things are available. The other thing is like what the Springboard, data, JPA, and so on. So many technologies and tools are existed to prepare like what the persistence logic in our enterprise applications. Alright, now overall these are the various layers which are available in the enterprise application architecture. Now tell me, once again I'm asking it, now try to answer for my question now. In the enterprise applications, in the enterprise applications architecture overall, how many layers are available now? Tell me. Three layers are available. What are the three layers? Now tell me. User interface layer, business processing layer, data storage and access layer. In a single statement, now tell me, what is the main purpose of the user interface layer? Now tell me. What is the main purpose of the user interface layer? To provide look and feel to the enterprise applications. What is the main purpose of the business processing layer? To define and execute all the business rules and regulations which are actually required by the client job. That's the main intention of the business processing layer. Similarly, what's the main purpose of the data storage and access layer? Come on, what's the main purpose of the data storage and access layer? To perform database operations from the enterprise applications. These are the responsibilities of each and every layer in our enterprise application. And if you're getting clarity or not, clear this one. After this, after completion of this, now try to understand it clearly. There are two types of enterprise applications. How many types of enterprise applications are available? There are two types of enterprise applications. What are the two types of enterprise applications? First one is web applications, and the second one is what they distributed applications. First one is what they web applications, and the second one is what they distributed applications. Clear? Now, this is one of the important interview question in our side. What is that question actually? What are the differences between web applications and the distributed applications? What are the differences between web applications and distributed applications? All right. Observe carefully few points here I am telling to you. Understand these few points here. Point number one. What is this web application actually? Web application is a client server application. Web application is what there? Client server application. Where the complete application logic is distributed at the same server machine. The complete application logic will be distributed at the same server machine. But whereas in the case of distributed applications, the complete application logic will be distributed over client machine as well as what their server machine. Understand it clearly? Alright, now distributed application is a client server application where the complete application logic is distributed over the multiple machines like a client machine and the server machine. Right, just as per the definition here I have given there, but next a few more points here I am going to talk, then only we are able to understand the content. Okay. Previously in the core Java, we have the discussion of this networking topic, giving some information about the distributed applications. That means some kind of web services related architecture are given. I remember that example like Durgasoft and payment registration in Durgasoft. Durgasoft is not having banking services. It is dependent on the ICICI Bank, for example. ICICI Bank is not having card services in its own way. It is dependent on the MasterCard services, for example. There are given one example. There we might be aware about it exactly what is web application and what is distributed application. But still, if you want to understand it, Just I'm going to take one simple example. All of you understand the content clear. Alright, now the simple point here. Alright, no need to go for any other content here. Just flipkart.com. Then if you take it, of course, then I may click on this login. It is asking about login credentials, right? Simple. Listen carefully. All of you know. This entire thing is what? Browser. Am I right? This entire thing is like what? Like browser. Fine, good. And browser, what I have typed here? And browser address bar, what I have typed here? Flipkart.com. Simple analysis I'm telling you. Okay, flipkart.com that I provided. Nice. Next one is after providing this flipkart.com, when I provide this flipkart.com, immediately request will come to the server side, Flipkart server. It will take our request. Immediately, it will provide this entire home page as a response to me. This all of you put more concentration. Easily we can understand. Myself is a user. I'm standing in front of my laptop. Where I typed what there, flipkart.com. Just I open the browser. There I typed what there, flipkart.com. When I click on this flipkart.com URL, automatically request will go to the Flipkart server. Flipkart server will take that request. Flipkart server will send that entire home page as a response to me. Clear or not? Here the interaction between browser and the server side program. Browser and the server side program. Got it or not? Put more concentration. Okay. After that, when I got this one, I will go with what the login. Say for example, I want to go for like what the something else, some mobiles here I selected. Mobile phones I selected. Okay. Some mobile phones, some description here we are getting there. Then we can search for some kind of Realme brand or maybe some Moto or maybe something else like different brands here we are getting. Or else maybe if you want to search for it, Apple iPhone, it's okay fine. If you want to search for something else, some phones here we want to search it, that we can use, right? That we can search for it. Okay, fine. Finally, when I click on it, just I want to search for like what there, OnePlus, for example. OnePlus mobiles 5G. It's okay. OnePlus series here we are getting this so many mobile phones here we are getting. Okay, fine. So now here in this case here, what is my requirement here? I want to take something else like what the OnePlus Nord CE3, for example. That is selected. When I selected it, automatically that phone is coming or not? Along with the description that phone is coming or not? All of you have to carefully. Along with this description that phone details here we are getting or not? Okay. Then whenever we are getting this, then after that, what next one here we have to do? 90 some price is available, right? That all the data here we are getting. Got it or not? But still, this is what the web environment. No need to think much about it. Okay, fine. After completion of this, then what next one here I have to do there? Now I want to purchase it. I want to take this. To take this here, two options are available. One is what there, add to cart. Another one is what there, buy now. Okay, directly I want to click on what there, buy now, for example. If I click on this buy now, immediately I have to provide my details or not. Login or sign up, that one is required. That we have to do. If you want to buy a product, definitely you should be the account holder of that particular website. Then we have to complete it. Okay, assume it. I completed my login details also. That other application is also completed. Click on what is it, continue. After clicking on this continue, right, we need to specify the delivery address and order summary, payment options here. Last one. Now check this one. What is the last one here? No? Come on, what is the last one here? No? Payment options. If I select this payment option here, after see, if I log in this, then we are able to get it. No? After logging this, if I select this payment option, what is going to be happen? If I click on payment option, what is going to be happen? Come on, I'm expecting that watch. Then immediately payment gateway is sorted or not? That payment gateway in this is what basically we are able to get no immediately it is asking there what UPI, either cash and delivery or maybe like UPI or maybe something else, no credit card or net bank or something else. No. Okay, for example, I selected UPI. Or else maybe I selected what they net banking, for example. If I click on net banking, automatically what I am getting there? My net banking automatically, all right, that net banking if I click there, then immediately that account registration page is available or not. There we have to add our bank details or not. When we add the bank details, after adding the bank details, after clicking on this continue button, what I am getting here now, tell me? What I am getting directly now, tell me, directly my bank page is open or not? In that bank page, I have to provide the required details now, the payment and everything I prepared here. Just proceed to pay like this button, I have to click or not? Then proceed for payment like this, something else I have to click or not? When I click on this proceed to pay, automatically the required amount will be debited from my account. Automatically, after completion of it, some acknowledgement will come to like what there directly to the Flipkart people. Then Flipkart.com is able to provide information to me. What is that information there? Yes, your order is successful. Your item was successfully registered, or maybe order is confirmed. Maybe the remaining part you are able to get some email. With that email, you are able to get the total tracing of your particular product. Like this, we are getting some kind of content here. There we are getting like what there. First of all, like what there, package, packing. Next one is what there, shipping. Then after that, what next one here no, transient state. Then after that, what next one here no, delivery. Out for delivery like this. Some kind of cycle is available. Got it or not? In this overall scenario, what I am telling to you is all of you observe carefully. Just we can observe right from what they right from Flipkart.com onwards. When I provide Flipkart.com, request will come to the Flipkart server giving some home page. This is web environment. Browser and server side component communication. This is only web environment. Observe carefully. After that, after completion of it, after completion of my login, when I click on buy item, something else, some button there, automatically it's asking about it is starting like what the payment gateway. In that payment gateway, when I select one particular option, it is asking about some account details. When I click on this proceed to pay, automatically the request will go to what there from Amazon website to bank application. Internet will go to what their bank application, from Amazon application to bank application. If you enter ICICI Bank, for example, immediately Amazon payment gateway will talk with what the ICICI Bank. Then ICICI Bank will complete your required transaction or not, giving some acknowledgement to like what the Amazon application. Now Amazon application is preparing a separate response about to confirm our order. Yes, sir, got it or not? Okay. Here myself I'm interacting with Amazon people. This is web. This is web environment, browser to Amazon.com. This is web. But Amazon.com is interacting with what? IST Bank. This is distributed application. This is exactly called as what the distributed application. All of you getting it or not? Not only that, for example, but strictly speaking here, what I am telling here only this is only an interface, that's it. But if you want to get more details of any particular product there, that particular product vendor websites are also available. That they are maintaining some other services there. Then automatically my present application may get vendor details also by having remote communication. By having internal communication with remote vendor, the remote vendor details are coming there automatically. There also we are going to use what they distributed application. So finally, browser and server side component communication is nothing but what their web application. Application to application communication. One application is communicated with what their another application. That is what their distributed application. So because of the reason, what's the point here I'm telling to you as part of our conversation, web application is a client server application where the complete application logic is distributed at the same server machine. Definitely, when I type Flipkart.com to generate the response of this home page, that entire logic is ever in a single server machine, not distributed over multiple server machines. But in the case of distributed applications, what happened? Distributed application, the client server application, where the complete application logic is distributed over the multiple machines like client machine and server machine. Client machine and server machine means that my Amazon.com, that means Amazon server side application is having conversation with what the ICICI Bank application. That means this is one application, that is another application. Here one Java component may talk with what the another Java component available at the ICICI Bank application. So this environment is nothing but what the distributed environment. This is nothing but what the distributed application. Is it? All of you are getting the point or not? What exactly the content here I'm telling you? That's okay, fine. Next one is what? After completion of this particular content here, observe carefully. This is completed. Next one is the second difference here we can identify. In web applications, everybody put more concentration. In web applications, client is fixed. I want to get Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen now. Guys, now please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen now. Sorry. Guys, now please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen now. Am I audible? Please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Guys, now please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen now. Am I audible, guys? Please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen now. Is my voice on screen is clear now? Yes. All right, sir. Today all disturbances are going on, right? Fine, no problem. Now let's move to the content here. So in web applications, client is fixed. Client is what they're fixed in web applications. What is that? Now tell me. In the example of like what they're Flipkart.com. When I open browser where I type it that Flipkart.com, request will go to what their server side application, getting some response. In this overall conversation, who is client? No. What is client in this total conversation? What is client? Client is browser. All of you understand it clearly. In web applications, client is fixed. That is what their browser. Understand it clearly. So the client is fixed. That is what their browser. Next one is in the distributed applications. In the distributed applications, client is not fixed. In the distributed applications, client is not fixed. Client is not fixed. It is variable. It is not fixed. It is variable. It may be a Java program with a main method. It may be a Java program with a main method. It may be an applet. Outdated GUI programming. It may be what there? An applet. It may be a server-side program like a servlet or a JSP. Okay, it may be a framework application. It may be a framework application like struts, JSF and a Spring application, and so on and so on. It may be anything. Come again. What's the point I said to you? In web applications, the client is fixed. That is browser. In the case of web application, client is fixed. That is what their browser. But in distributed applications, client is not fixed. It is variable. It may be a Java program with main method. It may be an applet. It may be a server-side program like a servlet or JSP. It may be a framework applications like what there struts, JSF and Spring. It may be anything. The client is not fixed. It may be anything. Got it or not? This is a point here I'm telling you. Simple example. Again, I'm telling you. Let's assume it. Amazon.com was prepared by using Java. ICICI Bank applications also be prepared by using what there? Java. Both are okay, fine. When our browser is submitting request to the Amazon.com, in Amazon.com, a Java program is responsible to communicate with ICICI Bank application. In ICICI Bank application, another Java program is available to perform the required transactions. Our browser is sending request to the Java program. Now Java program is trying to talk with what there another Java program which is at a different mission. Got my point? Now here the communication in between two Java programs or not? This is exactly the distributed application. Now the communication between browser and Java program or not? This is exactly the might be like what their web application. So web application and distributed application that we are going to understand. Leave this one. After that, after completion of this point number 3, to prepare web applications, to prepare web applications, to prepare web applications, we will use a set of technologies. We will use a set of technologies like CGI, servlets. Right, sir. We'll use a set of technologies called web technologies like CGI, servlets, JSPs, and so on and so on and so on. All these are like what they're web technologies, what we are having. Leave this one. Then after that, after completion of this, to prepare distributed applications, to prepare distributed applications, we will use, to prepare distributed applications, we will use a set of technologies called distributed technologies. Like what are these distributed technologies now? Say for example, socket programming. I think you completed this part. Right, sir? What is it actually? Socket programming. Next one is after this, RMI, remote method invocation. I think you completed even this one also. RMI. Next one is what there? CORBA, common object request broker agent or architecture. Next one is after that EJBs, enterprise Java beans. Then after that, the next one is what there? Web services. Right. These technologies are nothing but what there like distributed technologies. These technologies are called as like what there distributed technologies. That is like what their third point. Right. All of you observe carefully. Fourth point, understand this no. What is the main purpose of the web applications? What is the main purpose of the distributed application? What is the main intention now? All right. The main intention of the web applications, the main intention of the web applications is to generate dynamic response with a very good look and feel. The main intention of the web application is to generate a dynamic response with very good look and feel, very good presentation. With very good presentation, I want to generate some dynamic response. That's the main intention of the web applications. But the main intention of the distributed applications, the main intention of the distributed applications is to establish communication between local mission and remote mission, and to access local mission and remote mission, and to access remote services, from the local mission which are available at the remote mission. Remote mission in the sense almost all same as like what the server mission. Think in this way. Right, ICICI application, server side application is a remote application. The mission where that ICICI server side application is going on, that mission is called as what the remote mission. Local mission is what there Amazon.com. Understand my point? Flipkart.com. So the main intention of the distributed applications is how to establish connection with the remote mission and how to access the remote services which are available at the remote mission. But web application is not thinking about it. Web application is what there when request is coming, processing that request, give some response back to the respective client with a very good look and feel. Web application is mainly for what? Their presentation purpose. But a distributed application is mainly for what? There, how to establish connection with remote machine, how to consume that remote services which are available at the remote machine here. That means how to connect with the ICICI Bank application from Amazon.com, how to perform the transaction at our ICICI Bank application. Get my point or not? So this is exactly the main intention of the right web application and as well as like what their distributed application. Now coming to the next one, right? Now I want to give one point clarity. Now try to understand this point, all of you know. Observe carefully. 1 minute. Now tell me, all of you now tell me, who is executing our core Java programs? Come on, who is executing our core Java programs? JVM. JVM is executing our Java program. JVM is executing our main method. Am I right or not? Main method. By executing that main method only, we are getting some output. Clear. So JVM is executing our main method and its content. That's okay, fine. Next one. Who is executing our server-side programs? Server-side program is also a Java program. Servlet is also a Java program. But who is executing that? Do you think about it? Our JVM is executing our server-side program? No, not server, not JVM. But who is executing our server-side program? Server. There is a software to execute our server-side program. That software is what there? Server software. All of you are getting it or not? Okay, now tell me who is executing our server-side programs? No, server. Server softwares are executing our server-side programs. Got it or not? Listen carefully. There are two types of servers. But of course, so many types of servers are available. In our conversation, I required only two types of servers. That's why I'm giving two types of servers. What are the two types of servers here? Web server, and the second one is what there? Application server. Remember, again, I'm going to use this terminology as it is in our frameworks. First type is what there? Web server, and the second one is what there? Application server. Tell me, who is executing our server-side programs? No, server. How many types of servers are available? Two types of servers. What are the two types of servers? No, web server. Second one is what there? Application server. What web server will do and what application server will do? Listen carefully. Web servers are providing environment to accommodate and execute or to deploy and execute only web applications. Web servers are capable of executing only web applications. That's it. Web servers are not for the sake of the distributed applications. Web servers are able to execute only web applications, not distributed applications. All of you get my point or not? Right. Application servers are available. Application servers are able to execute. Application servers are able to execute both web applications and distributed applications. Application servers are able to execute both web applications and distributed applications. But web servers are able to execute only what applications? No, web applications, but not distributed application. Here I don't require the comparison between web server and application server. Here I require the comparison between web application and distributed application. Now, if we come for this, the difference between web application and distributed application, one difference here I'm telling to you, another difference here I'm telling to you, observe carefully. Web applications are executed by both web servers and the application servers. Web applications are executed by both web servers and what next one? Application servers. But distributed applications are executed by only application servers, not by web servers. Web applications are evaluated by any type of server. But distributed applications are evaluated by only application servers, not any other server. Got it or not? This is one point. Next one is after this. One more question I'm asking to you. Now try to answer for it. Who is executing our Java programs? Come on. Who is executing our Java programs? JVM. Inside the JVM, who is executing our Java program? Inside the JVM, who is executing our Java program? Interpreter. An interpreter is executing Java program inside the JVM. Got it or not? Similarly, server-side programs are executed by the application servers or maybe servers. Server-side programs are executed by the servers. One more question. Inside the server, who is taking responsibility of executing the server-side applications? No. Inside the servers, who is taking responsibility of executing the server-side applications? Actually, if you come for this point, answer is very clear. Inside the servers, there is a separate component to execute our server-side programs. That separate component is container. The separate component is what there? Container. Containers are executing our server-side code. Officially, we are saying that servers are executing our code. But inside the server, who is taking responsibility of executing server-side code? Here, no container. Here also be different types of containers are available. To execute servlet container. To execute JSPs, JSP container. To execute CGI container. To execute EJBs, EJB container. Different types of containers are available, but all these different types are divided into two types. What are the two types? No, first one is web container, and the second one is what there? Distributed container. First one is what there? Web container, and the second one is what there? Distributed container. What web container is able to do? Web container is able to execute only web components. Web container is able to execute only web components. But a distributed container is able to execute only distributed components like EJB's components or Java Bean components like this. Yes, sir. I'll forget my point or not. So here I don't require the comparison between web containers and distributed containers. Here I need the comparison between web application and distributed applications. Then what exactly the meaning of this web application and distributed application about its execution process? If you observe this point clearly, understand it. No, web application is the collection of the web components. Web application is the collection of the web components. Here to execute the web components, here to execute the web components, we will use web containers like servlet container, JSP container, and so on and so on and so on. Servlet container, JSP container, and so on. All right, sir. Next one is similarly distributed application is the collection of the distributed components. Distributed application is a collection of or a combination of the distributed components. Where to execute the distributed components, we will use the distributed containers like EJB container and so on. Okay, that's it. Overall, now tell me what exactly the points I discussed there about the differences between web applications and distributed applications. If you understand this point here, observe carefully. The first one is what there. Sorry. Web application is a client server application where the complete application logic is distributed at the same server machine. Distributed application is a client server application where the complete application logic is distributed over the multiple machines like client machine and the server machine. In web applications, the client is fixed, that is browser. But in distributed applications, client is not fixed, it is variable. It may be a Java program with main method, it may be an applet, it may be a server-side program like Servlet or JSP, it may be a framework application like Struts, JSF, Spring, and so on. To prepare web applications, we will use a set of technologies called web technologies like CGI, servlets, JSPs, and so on. To prepare distributed applications, we will use a set of technologies called distributed technologies like socket programming, RMI, Corba, EJBs, web services, and so on. The main intention of the web applications is to generate dynamic response with very good look and feel. The main intention of the distributed applications is to establish communication between local machine and remote machine, and to access remote services from the local machine. To access the Alright, sir. The main intention of the distributed applications is to establish communication between local machine and remote machine, and to access the remote services from the local machine which are available at the remote machine. Next one is web applications are executed by the web servers and application servers, but distributed applications are executed by only application servers. Web applications are a collection of the web components. Here to execute the web components, we will use web containers like servlet container, JSP container, and so on. Distributed application is a collection of the distributed components, where to execute the distributed components, we will use the distributed containers like what they are, EJB containers. That's it. Overall, these are the differences between web applications and what next one here now, distributed application. All right. Now tell me how we are going to prepare enterprise applications in general. If we want to prepare an enterprise application, we have to use both web and distributed applications as layers. That means indirectly here what I am telling there, after completion of this conclusion, no, enterprise applications is equal to web applications plus distributed application. Understand this point clearly, what I am telling you know. Without having payment gateway, without having communication with ICICI Bank, is it possible to complete all the activities of the flipkart.com? Do you complete that entire flipkart.com as an application without having bank communication? So where what is required here, distributed application is required. All right, without having browser and its communication with amazon.com, is it possible to maintain that amazon.com application there? Not possible. There what is required here? No, web environment is required. Browser to server communication, browser to server side components communication, that is nothing but what there, like a web communication. That means web components, web environment, web application. At the same time, what is required here now, distributed application. Web application plus distributed application is equal to what there, an enterprise application. That's it. All of you are getting it or not? Enterprise applications here we are getting. That's okay, fine. All right. After completion of these types of enterprise applications, now I have a question now. I have a question. Now try to understand it clearly. To prepare web applications, what exactly the models are available? What exactly the designs are available? First we'll understand that. Then after that we are going to see like what their remaining content can know. All right. Now observe carefully. To prepare web applications, we will use the following design models. What are the various design models can know? First one is model 1 architecture, and the second one what there, model 2 architecture. Model 1 architecture, and the second one is what there, model 2 architecture. Now here, what is the difference between model 1 architecture and model 2 architecture? Model 1 architecture, you'll understand it. What is the meaning of this model 1 architecture? Okay, that's it. Now I want to discuss about this content tomorrow. Why? Because time may not be sufficient, no. So I need to complete model 1, model 2, then after that MVC, rules and regulations. After completion of that, I will go with what there, what is the requirement to go for frameworks. What is the need of the frameworks? After understanding the advantages of the frameworks and the definitions of the frameworks, after that we are going to see why we need to go for the Spring framework, what exactly the Spring framework and its features. After completion of that Spring framework and its features, there remaining content here we are going to understand. Are you getting it or not? Right, sir. So the remaining part I will discuss with them tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe model architecture and MVC architecture we are going to complete. Next day onward, the concepts are very, very important. Why? Because directly I'm going to start the intention of the frameworks. Without knowing the purpose of the framework, understanding Spring framework is a waste of time, is a time waste process. So everybody has to understand the content. Tomorrow is a max normal class only. Day after tomorrow onwards, every concept is important. Up to the first application is Spring framework. So without failure, try to attend for it. Okay. That's it. Take few minutes break and come back. I'll start advanced Java class now. Thank you.